Namaskar. Today I'd like to talk about anger. It's one of the 6 enemies, along with greed and physical desire, infatuation, jealousy, and pride. So what is the thing about anger which is important to remember is that it comes in different types. There are different expressions of anger. And one thing also is that many times anger is suppressed. We don't encourage suppression of anger or of any of the enemies of mind, simply because that energy, like a water which is flowing and is dammed up, it's going to find another outlet. So that's why it's not good to suppress anger. An example would be somebody who says, "I'm not going to take dinner tonight." Now, depending on the tone of voice, that might indicate a suppressed anger. So what is the best solution to suppression is channelization. And in our Meditation Steps channel, we teach that meditation, which will enable the mind to be channelized, to divert that thought, that angry thought, into something more subtle. So this is one way. And also it's important to do asana. You know, anger is an expression of the 3rd chakra. It's called kashaya, or peevishness, anger, irritability. So when we balance the secretions of hormones from this chakra, and one of them is the anger hormone, the anger vritti, the anger propensity, we become more self-controlled. Different cultures have different views of anger. In India or Germany, to express anger is not wrong. Of course, we also say don't suppress. But in Southeast Asia or Northeast Asia, anger is considered a social, it's not at all encouraged as a social norm, because they feel that if you're angry, you have lost control of your mind. And so whatever you're trying to say doesn't really, they cannot accept it. So I know one of my colleagues, he says that when I lose my temper, even my tone of voice, if it expresses some kind of anger, people are very sensitive to those feelings, and then they kind of turn off. So when in Northeast Asia also, if there's any kind of emotion in the voice, the people can feel it, and then even you might be right what you're saying, but because of the tone of the voice and because people are very, very sensitive, they already know what is the inner feeling there. So anger, when it's expressed, it can change the color of our face. So for the Caucasian person, the face becomes red. For a Negroid person, the face becomes a violet. I used to work with someone who became angry frequently, and their whole their face would become purplish color. So anger is very harmful for our mind, of course, because we might even remember that. The waves of energy, they agitate the nervous system so much that we may even remember that anger at any moment, and this will detract from our meditation practice. So that's why Sadashiva, the founder of the Tantric tradition, said that anger is a great enemy. One time I was riding in the bus, and on the bus they have all these different stickers. And one of the stickers said, "Don't argue with a fool. People might not know the difference." So it's important to try our best to control this anger through the meditation, through the asanas, and our 12th shila, those 15 points, the 15 shilas for invincible character. The 12th one is even while dealing with a person of inimical, enemy type of nature, inimical nature, one must keep oneself free from hatred, anger, and vanity. You see, anger, vanity, they also come within the enemies of mind. And anger and hatred is one of the bondages of mind. So with these ideas, that to channelize, to do the asanas, to observe our 12th shila as much as we can, In this way, we will be able to control this enemy of mind and enjoy a very peaceful and blissful life. Thank you. Namaskar.